Hello everybody! Welcome to Agashe Review, where I review movies, dramas that you don't want to waste your time watching. I'll give you a synopsis, shorts review, along with my thoughts and opinions. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Now let's go into the review. So today I'm going to be doing a Chinese drama review. I do not know the English title to this drama, but the Chinese title is Qing Qing Zi Jin, and I think it has something to do with poetry, so I don't know. I don't know, but anyways, it has a total of 40 episodes, and the good thing about China drama is they air a lot throughout the day. So this drama airs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I think right now we're already at like episode 20 something already, but I watched the first 4 episodes, so I'm going to be going over recast, synopsis, and the first 4 episodes with you guys. There is a lot in this drama, but I'm just gonna go over the main stuff of it because that's just how I am. Sometimes, you know, Chinese drama, they focus on everything, so I just kind of like try to get the whole idea what this drama is. I'm still a little bit confused, but I'm kind of getting the idea and the hang of it, and because it starts you off kind of confusing, and then you kind of get into it as it goes on. So as for our cast, we have Chris Fang as Liu Qing, I think Liu Chungqi, and then we have Ring Lu as Wang Renju, Xin Binbin as Han Rushu, Fortuna Yu as Wen Runshu, and Huang Shuangwen as Fu Yuanqing. And there's a lot of other people because this is actually an academic. They're actually in an academic school, so there's a lot of people, but those are just the main people I focus on. As for the synopsis, it is during the days of the Qing Dynasty, Chinese arts and culture are experiencing the golden age now. Poetry is like the highlighted part of this dynasty time period, and as a reward for becoming the best poet, it's like a great thing, and it's like honor to during this time. Well, we have Liu Qingqi is a talented young poet, but also a poor scholar from a troubled background who is dreaming of a life full of arts and writing. He is forced to leave his family home and hide his true identity in order to pursue his poetry dream. Fortunately, one day he meets a female scholar named Wen Rujun. She decides to help him as he attempts to pass the tough entrance test and to get into this academy. I think the academy is called Ahjuxue, something like that. And he managed to gain admission, and he gets in even though it's really, really tough. He forms a kind of rival with, you know, a lot of people in the academy, but then he ends up, he has to be selected to win this poetry competition to go up against top scholar to, you know, in the kingdom and everything, to become the top of it. Luckily, with the help of Wen Rujin and a bunch of friends helping him, he's able to go up against young poets of the land and he's gonna make his way to the top even though he's a poor scholar. So recap on the first 4 episodes, the drama starts us off with a man talking about during this dynasty, everybody in the country loves poetry and everyone treats it as their great hobby, and they would love it and they learn it and everything like that. And the new emperor who has just been crowned is a young emperor and is seeking for the most talented and holds most talented poetry writer, and he holds an exam and for people to be able to enter into Zushu Academy, and the most talented one can only be able to enter and go into, you know, their competition and everything, and it turns out to be oh my god, I have such a hard time saying his name, man. Liu Qingqi, something like that. We'll just call him Liu. Anyway, so we move on to seeing a bunch of girls traveling onto this academy, and they get ambushed by these mountain bandits. And these bandits has a leader, and it turns out to be Liu, where he's actually they gave him the title, which is Dongyangxi, which is like the mountain leader or something like that. So they don't reveal his name in the first place. And so they captured these ladies and held them as hostage as their family has to come and compete in poetry and all these things like that to bail them out, and with money and everything. During the time of holding these women as hostage, he doesn't do anything to them, but he ends up taking Wen which they call her Aju, to stay with him, and he kind of shows interest in her because she's actually different from the rest of the girl. She stands her for herself, and she doesn't show weakness. So basically, he gets to know her, and he in a way, she's the favorite one out of the rest of the girls. Well, everybody got released and bailed out and to go home except for Aju. Her sister, Ashu, who got saved except for her. And then according to the talks, Ashu is the first wife's daughter, and Aju is just a mistress' daughter. Therefore, they didn't want to come and save Aju, and they only saved Ashu. So Aju ends up staying with, in the mountains with him, with Luo, and they start to grow fond of each other. And he tells her about his past, that he was poor and he could not enter the academy because of his status, and he's a poor scholar. Even though he's very talented and smart, they wouldn't allow him to enter the academy. His mother got murdered, and he ended up getting saved by this master who brought him to this mountain. That's when he became the mountain leader, and he studied poetry because he loves it, and he's always been studying it. And then we get to meet Zhao Qinghe, who is Aju's best friend, who was also kidnapped, but she was saved and brought back home. She has interest in this general, Ahjuxue, and she asked him to go help and save Aju. It's not an order for the emperor, so if he goes, he's basically disobeying the emperor. But he ends up going because he wants to help Aju. They help everybody back except for Aju. So him and Ahjuxue. So Ahjuxue and Fu Yuanxun goes back to the mountains with their troop to go save Aju, and things turn sideways, and Ahjuxue and Luo gets into a fight, and Fu Yuanxun, he drops his jade plate that caught Luo's attention, and he recognized it, but he didn't see that it was Fu Yuanxun who dropped the plate. He picked it up, so he doesn't know who it belongs to, and he wants to know what it is, because during the time when his mother was murdered, he was being chased down, and there was a man who had the same jade plate, who was holding on to it, was going to kill him. But eventually he got saved, and now he's searching for the reason why he was chased down in the first place. And I'll give you guys some spoiler alert to my readings and everything about it after the review. But when he was like pondering upon what this jade plate is in his hand, Fu Yuanxun decides to like kick him off the cliff. And as he was falling, we actually see Ahjuxue try to save him. This really upsets Ahjuxue because he's a general. He does really good to save people in the country. And he was going to capture Luo and bring him back, but now he's dead because of Fu Yuanxun. And because of Fu Yuanxun doing this, he got demoted when he had to go back and report it to the emperor. He got demoted, and he got demoted into a teacher, a martial art teacher at the academy. But they end up seeing Aju, and she returns home, and she's very sad because she grew fond of Luo while she was in the mountain with him, and now he's dead. So we move on, some time has passed, and they have a new student joining them at the academy. And this is when Luo gets introduced, that with his real name and everything. So when he was at the mountain, he looks really trashy and everything. Well, now he's in the academy, he is, he's clean, he cleaned up himself, and he actually reveals his real name. So he became the top of the student, and he got accepted to academy, and now the whole point he's doing this is so that he can search into who tried to kill him in the past, and who killed his mother. And he still has that jade plate with him. He doesn't know what it means or who it belongs to. He ends up meeting Aju again, and she does recognize him, but they had to keep it a secret. They get back to each other, and they keep it a secret that he was the master and the mountain leader that captured them in the first place. And he ends up being roommates with Ahjuxue, learning that he got demoted from general to a martial art teacher. And they start off bad, but eventually they become friends, and they get close to each other. So that's the recap of the first 4 episodes. I'm giving you guys just gibs and shorts of it. I'm just going straight to the forward of what this drama is. So for spoiler alert, I've been reading about it, and I have a feeling that Liu is actually the lost prince, the crown prince, the actual crown prince to everything. And his mother was probably a concubine or a mistress, and that's why they were being chased down, because he was just I don't know where I was reading it, but like he's really smart and he loves it, and it's like he was being taught to know all these stuff. But all of a sudden, why is it that him and his mother is being chased down and all these things like that, and having to get rid of them of no evidence? And that's the only way to explain it, that why they want him dead in the first place, and they're still searching for him and all these stuff like that, where they think he's dead, is because he's actually the actual one to the throne. And the current person right now to the throne, the emperor, he's a very young kid. It's probably like 10 or something like that. Very, very young kid. They show it. It's like a young kid sitting on the throne who has no idea what they're talking to, and a bunch of old people bowing down to that young kid, which is weird. But yeah, I have a feeling that's him. And and he's obviously it's pretty much gonna get explained why excuse me, it's only going to get explained why Fu Yunji actually has that jade plate in the first places. I have a feeling it's his family who was sent to go kill him, because they do start off really bad, and you can see it by Fu Yunji. He doesn't seem like a good person to start off with. Like, come on, he went in the first place, but he have to go say Aju and Ashu. He ends up saying Ashu instead, and he didn't care about Aju. And then he comes back, and then he comes and get Ahjuxue to go with him to go and save her. It's like, dude, you could have fought to save the two of them, but no, you only fought for one, and you brought one back. Like, what the hell, I'm like, dude, what the hell? Don't try to become a hero or something like that. You could tell he totally has interest in Ahju, but Ahju is like, she don't give a crap about him, but all these things like that. But a lot more goes on, and they Luo, he gets closer and closer to finding out who it is that that plates belong to. He's getting like little jets here and there from the people at the academy trying to guess what it is and stuff like that. But yeah, oh yeah, and like if you're wondering why they go to the academy together, shouldn't during these time periods shouldn't boys and girls be separate? They are separated. They stay in different dorms, and there's teacher and guards watching so that they don't cross. But when they go to school, it's actually okay for women to go. But the thing is, the whole point is you have to have money to be able to put you in through this school, this academy, and all things like that. So that's what it is during this time. That's why you do see a couple girls there. There's probably about 15 girls, and then there's like more men's in there. So that's what it is. But I'm actually very interested to see how it's gonna turn out. I'm not really fond of the poetry stuff. Like, it doesn't really get me, and plus I kind of don't understand it. But I just want to see how it's gonna turn out, because like it's like, if it's correct, like what I said, because from what I was reading to and from my understanding and everything like that, if he is the prince, then you do want to know why they were gonna kill him in the first place, obviously, because his mom's not a concubine or a queen or whatever, and he shouldn't be taking the throne, or his mom was like the queen, the emperor's favorite, and they hate that and they kill her and all things like that. But do look forward to see what happens in there. But this drama has come out a couple episodes already 220. It's probably halfway, and there's their actual YouTube, not promoting them, but the actual YouTube, they're actually subbing it as they go, so you can actually watch it there. And so I'm actually very excited to see how it turns out. I just want to know how things turn out, because a lot of interesting things has been happening to them, and they have been doing a lot more now as you get on to the later episode. Like, more and more gets to revealed and everything. The first couple episodes is still them kind of just being childish and everything like that. But that's it for today, and I will see you guys in the next drama review.